Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 16, the season finale review. And since this is a season finale review, I'm going to review the episode itself and then give my overall thoughts on what I thought of the entire season of Fear the Walking Dead. So let's get right into the episode. This episode is called Sleigh Ride, which I thought kind of fit the episode, but that's neither here nor there. And this episode came out the same date as episode 15, October 15th, 2017. And let's just start off by talking about this episode. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. The episode opens up. Well, actually, I'm not going to mention the opening yet because that's really not important. So what ends up happening is the protectors or the proctors arrive at the dam, and John is upset that um, you know the proctors seem like they were ready for their attack and claims that Victor lied to them. So he's upset about this, but he wants to go rest up and he wants Alicia to come check on his back and stuff like that. And Victor informs her that her mother's there and is going to be kept alive because that's part of the deal that Victor made with them. Um, and um, says that if him and her work together, they can get the Nick and Madison to safety. And then Madison and Nick are in the room together, and I loved this scene right here. Um, what this scene was Nick was pretty much scolding Madison um, because he was upset that she killed Troy because she felt like she had to. And Nick said if that's just the way you're gonna live your life from now on, if you're just gonna kill people now because you feel the need that you have to and not anybody else, is this how you and Nick kind of puts it into question, and Madison said that she would never kill her or Alicia, but Nick puts it into question that if it came to it, would you kill me? Were you ever hoping that someday you were gonna get a call that I ended up dying of overdose? And Madison gets upset about this and tells him and to and is really upset. And I really enjoyed this scene. It was just kind of a really nice fighting back and forth scene where Nick talks about how you know Madison really doesn't care about not killing people, and Madison tries to get Nick to go into her shoes, but he's just not having it. I really liked it. Um, and then John and Alicia have a talk, and um, John noticed that Alicia knew who Victor was, and um, Alicia kind of tells him how she knows who Victor is and the connection with her mom and stuff like that. And John pulls out of the deal to keep Madison alive since he thinks Victor lied about the fact that the damn people weren't expecting them to show up, and um, then Alicia makes a deal with him, saying that you should spare my mom's life, and John agrees to, um, in exchange that if Alicia agrees to travel the world to all the great trade posts with him, and she agrees to do that, and Alicia wants to know if she's testing her loyalty, and John says, "No, I'm testing your wisdom," and then that was the end of the scene. I like this scene a lot, and then um, John and then Strand shows up back in the room, and Madison holds him at gunpoint and is pissed off at him that she sold out the dam and was considering killing him, but um, she chooses not to because obviously Nick and stuff is upset that he was just looking out for himself about the dam. He didn't care about anybody else, and then they find out that Victor almost killed his first victim. He ended up trying to kill Daniel, and obviously Madison wasn't very happy about this. And Victor says that Madison is wrong. It really isn't. It really doesn't get easier because I couldn't kill Lola. I let her go free. And Nick then says, "Well, some people it does get easier," kind of implying, and looks at Madison with like a really pissed look. I really liked this scene as well. And he has Madison and Nick disguise themselves like as workers as if he's going to take them hostage and kill them. But then Lola, who earlier in the movie was attendant to Daniel, and she leaves Daniel like um, below the below what's it called, the tunnel, and leaves to go see if any of the other workers are alive, and then she finds Efran dead, and um, then she goes and sees if she can kill any of these people, and the plan's about to work, everything's going well, but then Lola shows up and tries to kills as many of the protectors as she can, but then John pops up behind her and ends up killing Lola, um, and John wants to know which one of the members, um, who that was, and then he finds out that that was the leader, that was the person that was in charge of the dam. So John gets sick of Strand's lies, so he's about to kill him. But then Elite Madison sticks up for him, and um, he lets the Clark family have one final family reunion, and reveals that he's gonna kill Alicia, um, and then Madison, and then Nick, because he's just getting pissed off. But I really liked John's villainous character. I thought he came off like an absolute creep, and just the way he would, the character was, where it was just very creepy and very like monotone. So he's about to do that, but then he lets everybody say their goodbyes, and then Nick gives Strand a hug, or Victor, and Victor reveals that he kept the detonation that's going to cause the whole dam to explode in his pocket, but then when he doesn't find it, Nick pulls it out and threatens to blow up the dam if he doesn't do what he wants to do, and let um, Madison, Alicia, and Victor go free, and he'll stay behind. And pretty much Nick is going to give his suicide note. Um, and obviously Madison and Alicia are upset about this, but they have no choice but to go forth. And they run away, and they run to the motorized raft that the protectors arrived in, and um, what ends up happening is the raft doesn't have enough power to get through the dam, but they're doing the best they can to try to get around it. And um, John wants Nick to give him a remote, and he thinks that Nick is bluffing. He's not really going to pull the trigger. But Nick said that this is the type of world that they live in, and the water belongs to the people at the dam. They belong to it. So after a ton of back and forth, the protectors are about to kill Nick, but then who helps them? But unexpected um, help from Walker and Crazy Dog. They end up shooting the protectors with snipers and really help even the odds for Nick. Daniel, as this is happening, fights his way through the dam. At first, he goes out and shows that his injured jaw or cheek, whatever you want to call it, and acts like he's begging for mercy. But then he uses this so he can get the upper hand on the protectors, and then he goes and checks on Lola and sees her dead, and he leaves the cross that he gave to Ophelia to her, and then him and Nick end up escaping from the dam, and then the next, and as all this was happening, Madison, Victor, and Alicia are about to be taken in by the dam, and what ends up happening is they end up falling in the water somehow, and what ends up happening is as all this was happening, Madison was just apparently floating underwater and stuff, and um, she ends up having dream sequences of them on Christmas Day, and it looks like very happy. It's a typical Christmas day, but you can kind of see that this is kind of her dream secret of all that she's lost. They have a dream secret where Nick shows up with Luciano, and they have a kid, and we find out, and in this dream sequence, Alicia's dead, and they have a kid, but they end up leaving, and Madison's upset about this. So that's kind of referencing the fact that Nick left in season 2 and stuff like that, and then um, Madison, the Otto family, Daniel, um, one of the main members of the militia, I don't remember his name, and Lolo, I think, was there too. They're all having like a nice Christmas dinner, and Victor comes over, and you can see that Victor and Daniel are actually getting along, which is something you really would never see, so that's how you kind of know it's a dream sequence. Well, that's not the only reason you know, but it's only one of the main reasons. Um, and Madison goes to serve the turkey, but we find out it's not a turkey, and also Walker was there too. It's actually the head of Jeremiah, and this kind of tied into the whole fact that um, Jeremiah was shot in the head, and Madison gave it to Walker as a sacrifice, and then she goes to Jeremiah's grave, and Jeremiah pulls her under, and this obviously let us know that she was underwater because of this, and Madison's trying to get out. Who pulls her out? None other than Travis. But then Travis is unable to pull her out. But then she ends up coming to, and Madison is able to, swims out of the dam, um, and um, is at shore alone. And one of the little girls is Ola to her, and it ends with her saying Ola. And we don't really know what's going to happen next with Madison. That kind of leaves us with that. And I thought that was a nice way to end the season. We got a nice big final dam battle. We got a nice villain. It had a conclusion. And this kind of um, leaves you with a little bit of a cliffhanger because you wonder what's going to happen with Madison next. But it doesn't leave you with like one where you have to see it right now. You can kind of wait um, a few months to see it. So I actually really liked the season finale. I really liked it. I really liked this episode too. I thought it was fantastic. I don't think it's as good as some of the episodes that were in season 3, but I thought it was really fantastic. I really liked um, the dream sequences with Madison, and it actually gave you emotion. I like the dam battle. I like the tension that Madison and Nick had with each other. I even liked John as a villain, and I even liked the scene where Nick would sacrifice himself to save his family. So I really like this episode. If I had to give this episode a grading, I'd give it an A minus. And a lot of people agree with me. I didn't mention the reviews in the last episode because it was a joint reviews, and I also forgot to. But a lot of people thought these two episodes, 15 and 16, Thin's Bad Begun for 15 and Sleigh Ride for 16, were fantastic episodes. It was a great way to end off the series, and everybody really liked this episode. They thought, you know, it was a really great way to end the series, and then how Fear the Walking Dead is one of the best zombie apocalyptic shows on television right now. Um, but what I thought of this but as what I thought of this season alone, this season was fantastic. Talk about an improvement from season 2 to season 3. Season 2 was just largely an okay season. Um, and had like a lot of skippable episodes. It felt like the show didn't really do that. Wasn't really catching fire while it was producing some good to okay episodes. It just needed something, and I think this season we got that something. This season was fantastic. Every episode was a must watch. Um, you had some great character development, great kill scenes, and you had what I liked is um, where The Walking Dead's going on right now, there's a balance of the threats between I'm just gonna say the zombies in this case and the villains themselves. Some episodes the zombies will be the threat, and some episodes the villains will be the threat. And I really liked it. Um, I gotta say this was a hell of a season. Um, I don't think I gave an episode a C at all. I think it was either from like a B minus to an A plus range. Fear the Walking Dead I think easily was better than anything The Walking Dead did in season 7. And that's kind of funny because season 7 started the whole Negan storyline. Um, but I really enjoyed Fear the Walking Dead this season. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm actually looking forward to in a few minutes watching season 4. Now obviously we know Morgan Jones is going to be in season 4. It was obviously confirmed at the end of season 8, and I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to watch season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to start watching that. Um, and I'm going to try to see if I can catch up with on these within these next few days, so that way I can watch The Walking Dead this Sunday. But I really enjoyed season 3. I thought it was fantastic. It's definitely a much watch. It's worth getting through season 2 for to get to season 3. It's fantastic. Definitely give it a watch. That's pretty much my review. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. And do the same thing for my CM Brothers YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.